gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Two men are fighting for their lives in the hospital after a shooting at a barber shop.
It happened along Flat Shoals
Chico.
Road this afternoon, and that is where we go live now to 11 Alive's Tracy A. McPeer. And Tracy, you spoke with some people who actually saw all of this happen.
That's right. It was a very scary experience for all the witnesses we spoke to. And right now, part of the parking lot is still roped off and has been since early this afternoon, as DeKalb County investigators are collecting evidence inside and outside of Jimmy's Barber and Style Shop.
Oh, man. So they shot up Jimmy's, y'all. I'm telling you guys right now, unless your barber's willing to pull up, it's not even worth getting a haircut. At this point, they shooting up the barber shops. It's rough out here. It is rough out here. And as you guys can see, I'm rocking a Poosh Icy mask. I'm actually going, I'm gonna do some traveling and I'm gonna get some video for you guys. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm going yet, but once I get the footage, once I start putting things together, once I start putting two and two together, y'all are gonna start to see what I'm coming up with. I'm gonna be doing more of like a documentary style on the next video that I'm gonna put out, and it's gonna be a series about the degradation of liberal cities. How about that? I'll just say that. So with that being said, Atlanta, guys, it's hot right now. The fact that they shot up a barbershop, a place where the community is supposed to be able to convene, have debates, have arguments, have disagreements, but at the end of the day, come together with a fresh hairline.
It's right here behind me. Now here's a look at the parking lot as the investigation began, as at least 20 evidence markers covered the crime scene, showing where bullet casings landed. One witness tells me he was sitting in his car a few hours ago when the bullets started flying, so he had to duck down to keep from getting hit. Now, DeKalb County Police confirm the shooting happened right after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Two men were shot and rushed by ambulances to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Those are the only details officials have released. Now, witnesses tell me there were several people involved in the shooting.
It happened at the barbershop, but he went out through that way running, and now I'm stuck because I stayed a little too long from behind the crime scene. I didn't know as many shell casings behind me. I know I heard it behind me, and I looked and saw him like he had fell on his knees and then got up.
Now, there have been at least 2 people that we've seen placed in the back of squad cars, but right now it's not clear if they're suspects or just witnesses that police would like to talk with. Of course, we will bring the very latest information to you on 11alive.com. In DeKalb County, Tracy A. McPeer, 11 Alive News.
All right.
Story we brought you as breaking news at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us for News Edge at 11. I'm Russ Spencer in for Tom Haines.
And I'm Christine Spiro. Police thought a homicide suspect was barricaded inside a South Fulton home earlier tonight.
It turns out he was long gone by the time police made it inside.
Fox 5's Eric Mock is live at that scene. And Eric, you just got an update, right? What happened?
Yeah, we just got confirmation of what we've been hearing out here for the last half hour, 45 minutes. Once we saw the SWAT team and the police leave out here. And here's the scene now. We're a lot closer than before. This is the street lamppost place where that shooting happened and where they thought the suspect had gone inside of a home. Now we've learned the suspect fled the scene before police even got here. And
Wow, so Buddy obviously shook police, and this happens a lot in Atlanta. You know, you got these Poosh Icy mask wearing super gremlins, and as you guys see, I have my honorary Poosh Icy mask on because, like I said, I'm about to be going out in the streets and doing a documentary style interview, and you know, I'm gonna have to blend in. So I might even start rocking the Pooh Shiesty mask more on stream, just to give you guys a perspective of what's going on in the normalization of Pooh Shiesty mask, which it's pretty normalized. Okay, nowadays you can rock a Pooh Shiesty mask and people won't look twice at you. They'll just say that you're lining up with CV protocol. So, you know, might as well rock them and blend in.
They're telling us that preliminary information made them think the suspect was barricaded inside, and then when they got inside, they didn't find the suspect anywhere near here. Now there's an ongoing search for the suspect. Now they've told us that they're not going to identify the victim just yet or identify the suspect, and they're waiting until they get warrants for the suspect before they go ahead and identify them. But yeah, guys, this was a SWAT standoff. They told us originally that it was a hostage situation. Turned out none of that was true, but that's what we were hearing from police when we first got on scene here, and that's what they were telling us in official communications. And now they're saying none of that had happened. They thought that was going on, but the suspect had fled the scene. Now it's a manhunt for whoever shot and killed someone in the street here on Lamppost Place. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you any updates as soon as they happen. We're now reporting live in South Fulton, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, obviously a fog of war situation there at first. Eric, thanks very much.
A manhunt is underway for a murder suspect in South Fulton. Police say Rodney Jarrell shot and killed a man at his residence on Lamppost Place Thursday and fled the scene before officers arrived. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at that scene where this happened. Deidre, you spoke to the victim's family.
That's right, and the victim's family simply devastated. They tell me Quintavious Gooden had stopped here briefly to talk to the suspect, and everything, according to witnesses, seemed cordial. For some reason, we're told, Gooden was shot by the suspect, who then fled the scene.
Wow. So, guys, you can obviously see this is a bando. So, you know, why they were meeting up at this spot, we don't know, but it's looking rough, y'all.
Quintavious Gooden was driving to his grandmother's house here on Lamppost Place when he crossed paths with murder suspect Rodney Jarrell. The shooting happened outside Jarrell's residence at around 5:30 Thursday afternoon, just down the street from Bridget Gooden's residence.
He could have taken a knife and stabbed me in my heart. He could have did that when he took my grandchild away from me. My grandchildren are my life.
Gooden's family say they were told Quintavious stopped to speak to Jarrell. The men had a brief conversation, and Jarrell reportedly opened fire on Gooden's vehicle as he drove off.
Damn, just like that. Guys, the conflict resolution in the community is at an all-time low. It's almost not even worth it. If you get in a beef or a disagreement or an argument with one of these super gremlins on demon time, you might as well just walk the other way. It's not worth hashing out the quote-unquote grievances only to conclude with you losing your life.
South Fulton police and SWAT responded to the scene where they found Gooden's body in the roadway. His family grew concerned after Gooden failed to show up at his grandmother's house and learned he'd been killed after they spotted his car at the crime scene.
It is devastating when I say my heart is full and it is hurting right now. That was my only child.
The victim's family is devastated. They say Gooden, a husband and father of 2 young children, never had any run-ins with the suspect.
To me, it's just senseless for him to have shot him down like that.
Police continued the search for Jarrell Friday. They returned to the crime scene earlier in the day after receiving reports he'd been spotted in the area. Quintavious' loved ones say they won't rest until Jarrell is behind bars.
I just want answers. I want this person off the streets, and I want justice for my son.
And Jarrell is considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information as to his possible whereabouts is urged to call 911. In South Fulton, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
You can hear the devastation in her voice. Deidre, thanks so much.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
Wants to fish in his own neighborhood. Alarming video tonight shows him catching something else. Good evening, I'm Alan Devlin.
And I'm Sean Gables. Anthony Gibson talking exclusively to Atlanta News First about his experience with what he calls racial harassment. Videos of the encounters have since gone viral on social media. It all happened at a neighborhood like in Noonan. This is southwest of Atlanta and Coweta County. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson has more on the story.
The lake in the center of Springwater Plantation is where Anthony Gibson has been fishing for years.
Springwater Plantation in Coweta County, Noonan, Georgia. I mean, he's out there pretty much in the sticks. It's country. So let's see if his gripes about the racism at the lake are legit.
A couple of times out of the week, this lake is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. You know, not a lot of people bother you or anything like that until there are.
This week, it all changed with this viral TikTok video.
You guys residents here? Are we bothering anyone?
When a woman approaches him as he's fishing with a friend.
This lake is supposedly for residents only.
She came and said, oh, if you're not a resident, you have to leave. I am a resident.
That same day, he claims to have been approached other times prior to this encounter.
So he obviously was approached by a Karen. She is trying to be neighborhood watch. Okay. And, you know, it happens every now and again. But with the stories that we've been covering recently, you can understand why. And like I said, this is part of the backlash that I was talking about. All right. It's not super violent. It is confrontational. But I'm telling you guys, if we don't get a hold on this, these types of encounters aren't just going to be Karen asking if you live in the neighborhood.
It's the third person. I'm in my own neighborhood and a white person came and bothered me while I'm fishing.
All are the same type of people.
Atlanta News First saw some of those other encounters on his page, one of which he claims police were called on him. I spoke to Gibson's father, who says he has owned a home here for 2 years.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
This is unbelievable.
And now,
I just hope that these people end up being woke.
They all want something to be done quickly.
But what about the next person?
So he wants them to be woke. You know, and they obviously care about their community. Maybe she hadn't seen him around the neighborhood. Who knows? This is a neighborhood watch situation. And that just goes to show, you know, you got to show your face around the neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors. So they ain't looking at you like they've never seen you before. But also, you know, in his defense, he should be able to fish in the lake in peace, especially if he lives there. But like I said, you have to understand the reaction that the community is going to get.
Person that looks like me. That's a problem. I'm not fighting for me. I don't care. I told you I grew numb to this. I'm fighting for the next person that don't have a voice.
Now, while we were out here doing this interview, another black woman told us her sons have been approached near this area as well, and they've been here since 2018. Now, Gibson says he plans to talk to the community's HOA about this issue. In Noonan, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.